Hello, everyone. This is Omnitalk Retail coming to you live from Shoptalk Europe 2024. I'm Ann Mazenga.
And I'm Chris Walton.
And we are coming to you from the Walmart Commerce Technologies booth here, number K30 at the show. If you're here, stop by. Thanks to Walmart Commerce Technologies for making all the coverage of this show possible today. Chris, we have had a great guest already.
Yes.
We have another one.
Two in a row.
It's been incredible so far. Let me take this quick opportunity to introduce Nikki Sale, the Chief Digital Commerce Director of Diageo. Welcome to Omnitalk, Nikki. We're so excited to have you. You're right on brand. You've got the light blue, the navy. Nikki, did you know, or was this just a happy coincidence?
This is a happy coincidence,
actually. I love it. I love it.
Well, Nikki, start us off. Tell us a little bit about your background and your role at Diageo, and a little bit about Diageo too, for maybe those that aren't as familiar with it.
Yeah, sure.
I doubt there are many people, but just in case.
Sure. No, thank you, and thank you, Chris, and obviously for welcoming me here today. I'm Nikki Sale. I'm currently at Diageo. Which is a British spirits business, FMCG business, based in the UK. I've been at Diageo for 3 years, and I'm the digital commerce director there. And I lead a lot of our strategy and growth partnerships with some of our key global customers there. A really, really exciting time to be in the business. And lots of sort of great opportunities. Prior to Diageo, I spent 11 years at a different bottle, actually at Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Which I'm sure you guys have heard of.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly. Yeah. I think so.
Working across various different divisions there. And then prior to that, I was retailer side, actually, in the UK. I worked for Asda, which is a UK retailer. And then before that, I was actually agency side, so media agency side for eight or 9 years. So kind of on the other side of the fence, liaising back with some global brands and global retailers as well. But yeah, that's kind of a bit of background on me on the last sort of 23 years or so.
Yeah, and that's a great background. And what are some of the brands under the Diageo portfolio, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, sure.
And did you bring any samples?
No, maybe, Anne. I'm joking. So some of the brands that you may have heard of: Johnnie Walker, Bailey's, Guinness.
Yep. Know it well. Yes.
Or some of the big brands that you may have heard of.
Excellent. Well, what brings you to Shoptalk Europe? Tell us a little bit about what you'll be doing while we're here at the show for the next couple days. Yeah, sure.
So this is my second time at Shoptalk Europe.
Okay.
And it's actually one of my favorite conferences of the year. It's a great opportunity, I think, to network. There's some brilliant speakers. I think some really great sessions over the next couple of days. And obviously some great opportunity to network with some new suppliers and also some new partners as well. So we're really excited as a team. We're here and we're really excited for the forthcoming days.
Nice. And you're speaking on stage tomorrow, right?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
And what is the topic du jour tomorrow? Or not du jour, tomorrow, I guess. That would be the appropriate way to say that. What are you speaking about, and what key messages are you hoping to share? Yeah,
sure, Chris. So I'm on stage tomorrow afternoon, and I will be sharing the stage with a company called DCG.
Okay.
And also Neil Reynolds from Mars.
Oh, from Mars, yeah.
And we will be talking about best-in-class digital capabilities and how we can drive those, and we'll be giving some examples of what we've been doing as a business.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I was on stage with Neil last year at this show, and one of the big topics that we were discussing was Omnichannel, especially with Mars and all the types of products that they're selling, the ways that they're selling the products.
Yeah.
When you think about the word Omnichannel, what does that mean to you, Nikki? How do you kind of describe that?
Yeah. And I think that's a great question, actually, Anne, because I think sometimes it can often get misinterpreted. What omnichannel means.
Right.
Interesting.
Say
more.
It kind of means cool. Sometimes means different things to different people. But I think for me, if I kind of go back to, I guess almost like what's the Latin meaning of omni?
Yeah.
It's kind of it's all. It's kind of. And how do we translate that into what we do? To try and kind of drive that omni-channel experience, whether it's physical experience, if it's online or more digital experience and touch points. How do we kind of drive that more personalized experience for the consumer?
Right.
So
right.
And given your background on the agency side, even the retail side at Asda, Coke, now Diageo too, What are some of the things that you have to particularly think about as a manufacturer to do omnichannel retailing right? Is there any words of wisdom you would impart to the audience back home? Because you guys are one of the biggest brands out there.
Yeah.
What are you finding that's working really well and that's really, really important or critical?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is really putting the consumer at the heart of the experience and the journey, and making sure, as I said, that journey is as personalized but also as seamless as possible for the consumer when you're looking at all those different touch points. I think the big thing that we're doing as a business is trying to create that experience for the consumer, but also it requires breaking down silos internally. You're often getting different teams working with each other that maybe traditionally haven't worked with each other as well within physical retail or with online and digital touch points as well. So I think it requires that kind of breaking down of silos to have that truly effective omni-channel journey.
That's interesting. I've never thought about that before. No one's ever mentioned that we've talked to on the brand side. So is your job more of that in terms of making sure there's organizational alignment about how to put the products in the right places, as opposed to some of the things the retailers need to think about, in terms of like what channel am I selling through and that kind of thing? Am I interpreting what you're saying correctly, or is there more to it?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both, actually, Chris. Yeah, I think it's both. I think it's enabling that journey to be as seamless as possible, to get to that end consumption period. But I think it's a bit of both.
Okay, so it is. So your job is equally, you're thinking about what channel, where do I put it, how do I make sure it happens digitally, what are the tools we need,
exactly.
as well as how do we organize the
what is the right brand, what's the occasion, the mission you want to go after, what's the channel, what's the right pack, and how do you kind of put that into the most seamless and personalized experience for the consumer.
But the organization is a key piece of that too.
Absolutely.
That's a new thing. That's a new nugget today.
I think it's really key, because I think it's an integral part of making that journey as seamless as possible. Because if the teams sort of don't work internally, it's hard, right? So and that's something I think that we have really strived to do, actually.
That's great. That's a good nugget. I love it.
Pretty like something that we were hearing, I think, continuously too, just in the interviews and conversations we've had already this morning. So, well, Nikki, let's talk about the road ahead, the weeks and months ahead for you in your role. Are there any things that you're excited about, or any technologies especially that you're interested in exploring as you try to make those silos disappear, as you really try to focus on better omni-channel work and connecting the teams? Yeah,
sure. And so I think, as I said, I'm really excited about the future at Diageo. I think we have digital transformation at the heart of our future strategy and growth.
Very
so
important.
It's an exciting time, and I'm looking forward to the years ahead. I think we have started to develop and experiment with certain technologies that can really help to drive that omni-channel experience. I'll call out one, which is called What's Your Whiskey? You may have heard of it, you may not have heard of it.
No, tell me more. I like it already.
It's a digital tool.
Okay.
It's engineered by some of our flavor print technology that we have, and essentially it gives consumers the opportunity to find out what their taste preferences are for scotch, for whiskey.
Oh my God! Is this a mobile, like on the mobile app, or
it's
like how do we
get? It can be mobile. It's essentially a digital tool.
Yeah. Digital interface.
But we've tested this with various different retailers. And again, we've done it in physical stores, but we've also done it sort of on online platforms as well. So it's a really great example of kind of how to drive the omni-channel experience at the same time as essentially driving a more personalized experience for the consumer as well.
Right, and I would imagine to help assist the associates in those stores, in your retail stores, who are trying to help educate their consumers and decide those kinds of things too. Yeah. Oh, so cool. Well, I'm glad I asked. Thank you so much, Nikki, for joining us today.
I know, right? Who knew, right?
I got to go find out what my whiskey is. I
got to try that out later too. Well, Nikki Sale, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you to Walmart Commerce Technologies for sponsoring coverage here at the show. Again, we're going to be here all day. We've got 3 or 4 more interviews we're going to record today. Stop on by booth K30, right, Ann?
That's right.
All right, and until next time, as always,
be careful out there.